Tour 360 can be used to enrich your 360 images with H5P content. It gives the viewer a feeling of exploring and learning within a virtual reality environment. The viewers can click and drag the mouse over the image to rotate through rooms where each part of the room is explained in detail using texts, images, audios, videos, and interactive questions. Virtual Tour in H5P includes an easy-to-use drag-and-drop authoring widget, which makes it easy for everyone to create their own virtual tour effortlessly. In this video, I will demonstrate how to create the virtual tour with H5P on Moodle step by step. Creating virtual tour H5P interactive content is a multi-step process. To put it simply, we'll need to create a scene first, then enrich the scene with interactivity like explanations, images, audios, videos, and interactive questions. This allows the learners to click and drag the mouse over the image, and the interactive content will unfold as they explore the scene in the tour. You can also choose to create multiple scenes, which can be linked together to give the learners an impression of switching between environments. To do that, repeat the first step to add a new scene, add interactivities to the scene, and then lastly, connect the first scene and the second scene together, so that learners can navigate between different scenes and thus give them the feeling of exploring multiple relative learning environments. Now let's start with our virtual tour creation process. In Moodle, the H5P is managed by the content bank of each course, while the H5P can be created, stored, and edited. So to create H5P content, log into your course in Moodle and click the content bank in the bottom left of the navigation panel. The H5P content bank will appear. From the content bank, you can select Add or Upload H5P content. The upload function can be used to upload an already existing H5P that you have downloaded to your computer. The Add button can be used to create H5 interactive content from scratch. You can click the Add button and scroll down to click on the title of the H5P type that you would like to create, in our case, the Virtual Tour 360. When the Virtual Tour editor opens, add a title to your H5P content object. I recommend the title to include the content tab and the topic. Then we are going to add our first scene and add the interactivities for the scene. Click the New Scene button below to add the first scene. When the scene editor is open, type in the title for the scene and upload the background image. The background image will be the learning environment that the students will explore later on, so ideally, it should be a 360 image. Optionally, you can also add copyright information and a short description for the new scene. I'll just skip this part for the time's sake. The button style will be the arrow, which indicates the scene. Optionally, you can also add an audio track for this scene. As an example, I will add audio introduction that helps students to understand the purpose of the virtual tour activity. Or it will also be fine if you add background music that the learners can click to play while exploring the tour. As we complete adding the general information for the first scene, click Done to save it. Once we have the first scene created, we can set the starting position by dragging the 360 images to the area that we want our viewers to see at the first site. Then click Set Starting Position to save it. Next, we are going to add some interactions to our first scene. To add some interactions, first we will add a text box, which explains the health risk of nursing occupation. To do that, simply click the text placeholder and add text explanations here. After formatting the text with the tools available in the text editor, click Done to save the text placeholder. Then drag the plus sign to reposition it, so the viewers can click the plus sign to view the text content. Similar with adding text to the scene, now let's add a video interaction by clicking the video placeholder. Add the title of the video, then click Add File to upload the video file. In terms of the video format, H5P accepts MP4 video. If your video format is incompatible with H5P, You can use the Zamba online converter to convert your video into the desired format. Alternatively, you can enter the YouTube link as the video source and then click Insert. You can configure the visuals to add thumbnail picture, or toggle the playback options to allow autoplay and video loop. You can also add a video track for the accessibility purposes. I'll just leave it as default for the time's sake, so I will just click Done to save the video placeholder, and then drag the interaction, which is the plus sign, to its designated position. You can add other types of interactions as needed. Just click the interaction widget, fill and save the content, and then drag the placeholder to its designated position. I'm going to speed up this demonstration for the time's sake. Once you finish the adding all the interactions for the first scene, you're ready to move forward to add our second scene by clicking the Add New Scene button. The multiple scenes will give the learners a feeling of exploring multiple relative learning environments. For the demonstration purpose, I'm going to add a static picture this time. Give the second scene a title, click Add to upload the picture. Add the scene description for people with visual disabilities. Leave the button style to the default as the arrow. Add an audio track if you prefer. This time I'll just skip these steps to avoid repetitive demonstration. Then we can click Done to save it. Once you have set up the second scene, you can enrich the scene with the interactions available in the widget. Since we have already demonstrated it in the first scene, I'll just skip this part for the time's sake. Once you've added multiple scenes and added interactions, you're ready to move to the last step, which is to add navigation to the scenes to connect the scenes together. To connect the scenes together, just click Go to Scene button. In the pop-up page, choose the scene that you wanted it to be connected with. Since the Scene Lab is the only one available for me, I'll just click it to choose it, and click Done to save the navigation. The navigation interaction appears as an arrow here. You can also drag it to reposition it. Now students can click the arrow to navigate from the second scene to the first scene. But when they are viewing the first scene, how do they navigate to the second scene? The answer is the navigation is bidirectional, so we have to add a navigation interaction to the first scene as well. To do that, navigate to the first scene by clicking the triangle button. Choose the first scene, which is the Simulab in our case. So while we are in the first scene, click the Go to Scene button and choose the scene that we want students to navigate to, and then click Done to save it. The navigation interaction appears as an arrow again, and you can drag it to reposition it. We just finished creating our H5P virtual tour. Now you should be able to create your own virtual tour on H5P. I hope you enjoy watching the tutorial as much as I created it for you. See you next time!